Hello once again, sports fans, and welcome to the Scott Sports 101 Monday Night Recap Show. Since we didn't get to do a pregame show, since I had to recap the Sunday Night Football one from the week before, so we'll do a recap show. And this is a very special podcast, and I will explain it a little bit later in the podcast why this is so special. Well, we had the Saints and Chargers game, which just ended moments ago. We'll talk about that and the reason why this is a special podcast. But first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 Monday Night Football Trivia question. It's a New Orleans Saints one. This Saint was drafted by the Saints in 1971, and is the only player before or since to wear the number 8. He is famous, but not as famous as his 2 Super Bowl winning sons. Who is he? I'll have the answer later on the podcast. Well, it's Monday. It was Monday Night Football Week 5. I hope you were ready for the football. The LA Chargers and the New Orleans Saints. I was going to say we're currently tied at 27 in the fourth quarter, but now it just ended moments ago. The Saints beat the LA Chargers in overtime 30-27 at Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. And the Saints really had to battle back in this game as the Chargers really dominated the first half of this game in overtime tonight. And in the first half of this game, and this is one of those games where things could go either way. First quarter, the Chargers scored their first touchdown of the game, and it was a Justin Herbert pass to Kenneth Allen for a 17 for the 17-yard score, and it was the extra point was no good, and so it was 6-0 Chargers, and the Saints tried to get into to score a touchdown but couldn't do it. They got as far as the Chargers 48. They kicked a 48-yard field goal, and it was good. It was 6-3 at the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, the Chargers scored their second touchdown of the game, and the extra point was good this time, and it was 13-3. And then the touchdown, Chargers scored the. New Orleans had they had a interception in the in that second quarter. And the Chargers got the ball back, and so they scored their third touchdown of the game, and the Justin Herbert's pass to Harrison Henry for the 3-yard touchdown, and it was the extra point was good, and it was 20-3. Chargers lead. Then the Saints scored their second touchdown of the game. Drew Brees up the middle for the 1-yard touchdown. The extra point is good, and it was 20-10 at halftime. In the third quarter, The Saints scored their second touchdown of the game, and it was actually they kicked the field goal first in the third quarter of the game, and it was good. And they got as far as the 40-yard line, so they kicked a 53-yard field goal. Excuse me. They got to the Charger 53, kicked the 53-yard field goal, and it was 20-13. That's what it was at the end of the third quarter. In the fourth, the Saints scored their second touchdown of the game because the Chargers had an interception, and they got the ball back, and they scored one, and it was actually the punt. They went 3 and out, and then the Saints scored their second touchdown of the game. Drew Brees passed deep left to Jordan Cook, excuse me, and for the 41-yard touchdown, and the extra point was good, and it was 20-20. Then the Chargers scored their third touchdown of the game, and Justin Herbert's pass to I think it was Mitchell Williams to the 64-yard touchdown, and the extra point was good. It was 27-20. Then the Saints scored their fourth touchdown of the game, and it was Tyrone Hill right in for the 9-yard touchdown, and the extra point is good, and then we were tied at 27, and then with 52 seconds to go, the Chargers tried to kick a game-winning field goal, but it went wide left, and so to overtime we go. And then they also had a turnover on downs, and so over I go, and the Saints, they got as far as the Charger 36, kicked a 36-yard field goal. It was good. It was 30-27. And the Chargers made several plays, but then had a turnover on downs, and the Saints got the ball back, and that's silly. The Saints get the win, 30-27. And it's time now to give out some game balls. Drew Brees, 30 of 47 carries and attempts, 325 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Alvin Kamara, 11 carries and attempts, 45 yards, and did not score a touchdown. And I think it was Eric Sanders, 12 receptions, 122 yards, 1 touchdown. Those are the game balls, and next week it will be the Arizona Cardinals and the Dallas Cowboys next week. We do not know. I don't think there's going to be a Thursday night football game this week, but we will have a great Sunday night matchup for you next week. And that will be the Los Angeles Rams and San Francisco 49ers. And there's going to be one on Monday at 5 o'clock on Monday Night Football. At 5 o'clock. That's going to be KC and Buffalo. And then Arizona and Dallas will battle it out at 8:20. So that's the Monday night score. And we've got a lot of wacky football. And my brother-in-law and I, we both took New Orleans. Right now we're 9-4. And the Bills and Titans will battle it out tomorrow to conclude Week 5 at LP Field, Tennessee. And that will conclude it. And so I'm going to get back to talking about why this is. We're going to have a little special once we reveal, which is right now, I'm going to reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. Monday Night Football trivia question, which is a Saints one. This Saint was drafted by the Saints in 1971 and is the only player before his sons to wear number 8. He is famous, but not as famous as his 2 Super Bowl winning sons. Who is he? And if you said Archie Manning, you are correct. Only Jim Plunkett, drafted ahead of old Missouri's Archie Manning, in 1971. He played on terrible Saints teams throughout the 70s, giving him one of the worst winning percentages in NFL history. He is an analyst on many radio and TV shows, and he is the father of Super Bowl quarterbacks Peyton and Eli Manning, who are both Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, as I just said. He also played for the Minnesota Vikings and Houston Oilers in his career. I'll have another trivia question on my next podcast, which will be tomorrow, when the Bills take on the Titans. So I'll have one on that one tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Right now, as I mentioned at the top of the podcast, this is a very special podcast for me tonight because this is my 500th podcast of Scott Sports 101. And I have loved doing this since I started 3 years ago. And the first one I did as a pilot down at Magnolia Clubhouse, and I was told to do it at home. And I've done pregame shows. I've had guests on. My really good friend Matt Murphy has been on with me numerous amount of times. I've gotten to do some Cavs playoff games when they won the Eastern Conference Championship and been in the NBA Finals. I haven't gotten to do a championship yet for Super Bowl, NBA, or World Series, but I have done some, and I've done some American League championships for the Tribe and some World Series pregame and postgame shows when they've been in the World Series, and the Cavs when they've been in the NBA Finals. And I've done NBA draft podcasts as well, and I've been really enjoying. And right now, it's just nice to take a look back at some of all of this, and I've enjoyed it just so much, and it's only going to get better and better. And I am going to do something special, maybe on tomorrow's podcast, or when I do a podcast on. Since I'm not going to be, I'll do one on Thursday, even though there's not going to be Thursday. It'll be a normal podcast since it won't be Thursday Night Football. But I'll hopefully do something tomorrow or on Thursday to commemorate this podcast. And this was one I've enjoyed so much, and I really wanted to do something special, and that's why I'm really reliving some memories. And I've had such a lot of fun doing this. This is now my third season, and when April this will be my fourth season. And I've had just so much fun doing it, and I really enjoy it. And I hope you continue to watch my podcast, and I'm hoping a lot of you out there will subscribe, because right now I have got 35 subscribers right now. And I'm hoping to get more, and I'm always networking at places here in Ohio, and I'm always posting them to check them out on Facebook to check them out, and I tell you to go to youtube.com and type in my name, Scott Trella. And when I'm out at places here in Ohio, for those of you who live in the Cleveland area or elsewhere, you know I have these business cards of mine that I give out, and if you are there and you see me and you recognize me, and I always talk about my podcast, I always give these out, so if you see me, I will give you one. So, or if you catch me on youtube.com, feel free to subscribe and leave me a comment on my discussion page of what I talk about. Or leave me a comment at my website, scottsports101 at gmail.com. And I just hope you continue to watch, as now that I've done my 500th podcast, I feel like I'm very much a success with my YouTube channel, and hoping for more, and I'm hoping to really get more views on these, as I'm really starting to I know sports like the back of my hand, and I enjoy it, and so this is just really what I wanted to discuss. So and really what I just wanted to do is commemorate and let you know that this has been my 500th podcast. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports 101 Monday Night Football Recap Show and my 500th podcast. I'll be back tomorrow with the Bills and Titans pregame show on Scott Sports 101 to conclude Week 5 on the postgame show once the game is concluded. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day and every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1.